Let's take a live look outside Golden One Center. Kings fans packed the arena for Game 7 today, capping off an amazing season. So here's the deal. The Kings captivated the nation, forced the defending NBA champions to a Game 7. I'm Chris Thomas, and I am proud of the Kings.
I'm Laura Painter. Now, all series long, we've been seeing your King spirit. Keep it coming. Send us your pictures with your King's pride by scanning the QR code on your screen right now. Kings fans are everywhere tonight, and so are we.
ABC 10's Alicia Machado and Luke Clary have spent the afternoon with fans today. And ABC 10's Mark S. Allen and Walt Gray are anchoring our coverage in Doco, talking to fans about this historic season.
But we'll start first with breaking down an action-packed Game 7 inside Golden One. Our Kevin John and Matt George join us right now with everything you need to know. Guys, the Kings defying the odds, underdogs taking on the reigning champs. This series has meant so much to the city and to the fans. Despite the loss, still so much for the Kings to be proud of.
Absolutely. This Kings run has absolutely captivated the city of Sacramento. You know, with about 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter here, when the game was clearly out of reach for the Sacramento Kings, these fans in here, 18,000 plus of them, were still standing, we're still chanting, and we're still screaming Sacramento proud. So despite what the final score says, which is obviously a disappointing end to what was a phenomenal regular season for the Sacramento Kings, don't let this take away from the fact that the Kings won 48 games this year, that after 17 years and 16 seasons without making the playoffs, they clinched the playoff berth, and they were the third seed in the West. So you're darn right, the Sacramento Kings have a lot to be proud of. I would say the same, Matt.
Yeah, it's been just an absolutely incredible year. Sacramento has a lot that they can build upon, but that's the big thing. And this is a conversation for another time. It's about building upon it. What can the Sacramento Kings do next year? Because this year was all vibes. It was all fun. It was all surprise and enjoyment. Next year, there's expectations. But this team has lived up to those expectations in a major way, surprised a lot of people, established that they belong on this stage with the defending champions, taking it 7 games. So in a lot of ways, there's a lot for the Sacramento Kings to be excited about. But also, there's going to be something in the back of their heads. And there should be something in the back of Kings fans' heads all summer long, knowing the Kings had a very good chance to win this series. The Kings had a very good chance to knock off the Golden State Warriors. They would have been the first team in the Steph, Clay, Draymond era to beat the Golden State Warriors before they made it to the Western Conference, the NBA Finals. This team has had a lot of success, and Sacramento was right there. No moral victories, just a reality. It's going to be a long summer for the Sacramento Kings. I'm sure they're anxious to get back on the floor already.
Well, they definitely made a lot of people proud, and they came in here against the defending champions, took this series 7 games, and even though it was a brutal outcome today, that doesn't take away from the great season. Let's see how it all went down. Welcome to the loudest place on earth, also known as Golden One Center. The Kings versus the Warriors in the winner-take-all Game 7. Can you tell these fans have been waiting 20 years for this moment? Now, both teams came out and punched each other in the mouth in the first quarter. Both teams obviously playing with a bit of desperation. Domantas Sabonis, black eye and everything. He came out hotter than a fish fry cookout in the early quarter. Domas led the Kings with 16 points at the end of the first half. Meanwhile, that man, Stephen Curry, showed up and showed out for the Warriors, putting the team on his back, hitting threes like this that make you say, mama, there goes that man. Curry had a game-high 20 points at halftime. Kings led the Warriors 58-56 at intermission. Both teams shot just under 40% from 3 in the opening half. Now in the third quarter, Golden State just came out and body slammed Sacramento. The Warriors outscored the Kings 35-23 in the frame, even taking a 12-point lead at one point. And that man, Chef Curry, just continued cooking in the third. The babyface assassin scored 14 points in the period. Warriors took a 10-point lead entering the fourth. And in the fourth, the Warriors did not take their foot off the gas. They opened the quarter on a 13-4 run, and we all saw how this one ended. Golden State ends up taking this game 120-100, taking Game 7 from the Sacramento Kings. They will move on where they will face the Los Angeles Lakers in the next round. Now back out here at Golden One Center, of course it's quiet now because the game is over with, but it's just been an incredible season for these Kings. But talking about the game that we just witnessed, Stephen Curry literally put the team on his back, dropped a 50-piece in this game. The man is not human.
No, Steph Curry is absolutely sensational. He's one of the greatest players to ever touch a basketball, and you knew that part was going to come out. Look, you and I had a conversation when we were driving up to Game 6 in the Chase Center in San Francisco. We were talking about how the Golden State Warriors in that game, they didn't have to win. They didn't have to be at their best, and that has an effect. Well, tonight, the Golden State Warriors knew they had to win this game to move on, or their season's over. Sacramento Kings, of course, felt the same way. But when the Golden State Warriors are at their absolute best and their backs are against the wall, it's typically number 30 who's carrying them through. A 50-piece tonight for Steph Curry. He's absolutely sensational, borderline unguardable, the greatest shooter ever to touch a basketball, and he's that balance for Sacramento Kings fans. You're terrified and you hate him every time he's touching the basketball, but at some point you just have to separate your fandom from just what you're watching and appreciate the greatness in front of you.
Yeah, and the thing was, Steph was killing him from so many different angles. He was hitting threes, he was driving to the hoop. He was a little struggling on his free throws a little bit in the first half, but at any rate, big superstars, they rise up to the challenge on big stages, and that's what we saw from Stephen Curry here today. Also, another X factor for the Golden State Warriors was Kevon Looney. This man was grabbing boards like someone stole something from him. He was a maniac down below, getting offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds. Clearly, the Kings had no answer for boxing him out below.
Well, over in the Bay, they call Kevon Looney Windex because he cleans the glass, and that's what he does. I mean, he's done that all series long. I think this is his second or third 20-plus rebound game. Kevon Looney and the Golden State Warriors on the glass completely changed this game. That's where the Sacramento Kings lost this game, and that's what's going to sting for them all summer long, is this game fell apart in the third quarter when the Sacramento Kings could not secure any defensive rebounds. You give a team like the Golden State Warriors and Steph Curry 2, 3, 4 second chance opportunities, they are eventually going to make you pay. That caused the separation. Kevon Looney, in my opinion, is the absolute MVP of this series, and coming in, I didn't think he was going to have as much of an effect against Domantas Sabonis as he did. I give him all the credit in the world. He's been sensational, and the Warriors should be recognizing him for the brilliant center that he is, considering how this series went.
Yes, and I just kind of want to talk about the toughness, too, of the Sacramento Kings. You had De'Aaron Fox, who was playing with a fractured left index finger on a shooting hand, so he was down to 9 fingers. You had Domantas Sabonis, who looked like he just got punched out by Mike Tyson on his eye, enduring that elbow from Kevon Looney in last game. And these guys still came out despite the odds, despite the adversity, and showed up. So as we put a bow on this season, Matt, what is the one thing that really stands out to you the most from this 2022-23 Sacramento Kings team?
I think it's the resiliency of this team all season long to avoid long losing streaks, bounce back when they needed to, like they went winning in Game 6 with their backs against the wall. Of course, they weren't able to do it tonight against the defending champion Golden State Warriors. But Mike Brown has talked a lot about you need to go through these learning pains. You need to understand what it's like to play on this stage, sometimes lose and have heartbreak on this stage in order to overcome it and understand it. So that's what's going to be the goal for the Sacramento Kings next year. Get back to this stage. Maybe it's against the Golden State Warriors or whoever, but now you have the experience, and that's going to be a big difference maker for this Kings team, at least according to Mike Brown. So the resiliency of this team is incredible. The culture has changed here in Sacramento. The future is, of course, very, very bright. Heads are hung today. There's frustrations and disappointment today, but tomorrow there should be a lot of excitement.
Well, I'll say this. This Sacramento Kings team definitely defied the odds this year. They exceeded everyone's expectations for them. Third in the West, so they raised the bar for the expectation coming into next season. So to all the kids watching out there, there's going to be naysayers, pundits, people who say that you don't belong where you're at. The Sacramento Kings in this series showed the whole world that they belonged here on this stage against the defending champion Golden State Warriors. Now we'll have much more from Golden One Center coming up later in the show. In the meantime, I'm going to send it back to you, Chris and Laura, inside the studio.
Oh, well said, Kevin and Matt. A historic series, really, right? In the long run, 38 years in the making since the Kings and the Warriors haven't played each other in the playoffs before, but also 16 seasons and 17 years in the making as well. So it's just been phenomenal, and fans are not dejected. We are holding high hope for next season. All eyes on Sacramento. Really a great job.
You said it so well, Kevin. The Kings have a lot of which to be proud. It really is an inspirational story when you think about what they've been able to do. They came to town in 1985, and this will be one of the seasons that people will talk about for generations. We thank you so very much. We'll check back in shortly.
The ABC 10 drone was overhead as fans poured into Doko this afternoon. Look at that beautiful sight. What a great venue. And then into Golden One to cheer on the Kings in the historic Game 7.
And now those fans are streaming out of Golden One Center tonight.
Our Walt Gray and Marcus Allen are in that sea of purple right now in Doco.
Okay, gentlemen, you can do this because you've been in this market for quite some time. Put in perspective what this team has been able to do this year, what they've meant to businesses who've got light the beam coffees and everything else, what they've meant to people in this town who literally waited for decades for this moment. This was an amazing run for the Sacramento Kings.
It's an excellent point, Chris, that you and Laura made, and certainly Kevin and Matt, too. It's perspective. Nothing was really expected this year other than maybe we can sneak into the playoffs, and we don't mean the play-in. And legit, everything that happened, the third seed, where we were in a Game 7 here against the mighty Warriors, that's all gravy. You mentioned Mark and I have been in this city for a combined 71 years. We've seen a game or two come through, and we've seen the crowd change too. And the crowd very orderly leaving, and I am seeing a lot of Warrior fans here, Mark.
As you speak, right when you toss to us, you may have heard someone say, Warriors, we're getting that. In a moment, I'm going to show you that the fans, although they may be disappointed, they're still Kings fans for life.
Yeah, this was like watching this game, and you folks at home are still with us. It's like being at the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk on that roller coaster. Kings up 2 at the half. Listen, we're going to pour it on, and then we got curried for 50. Steph Curry, and I know there's a lot of Warrior fans watching too. Steph Curry is a unique talent. We've never seen anything like that. I mean, 50 points on the road in a Game 7, you almost expect that. But he's supposed to be too old in the second half to have that kind of mustard to put that kind of production up.
And I think everybody that was here tonight said that they saw a history in the making with his play. Can we meet a fan?
Yeah, let's meet a fan.
This guy's been standing by. His family have to catch a plane. I would expect to say, hi, JJ, DJ, where are you from? And JJ, you say Sacramento, but no. Where are you from?
Winnipeg, Canada.
So you made a long haul to see this game. How did it feel?
It was amazing, man. The game was good, but at the end, Curry. You know Curry.
Who is your favorite fan? We've been talking, Walt, of course, was talking about some of the game highlights, Curry, but who is your favorite player?
De'Aaron Fox.
And why is Fox your favorite player?
His speed, his dynamic, his shots. He's just an amazing player overall.
And beyond those two, who did extremely well that you'll remember this game for the rest of your life because of?
Fox.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What are you going to remember most?
Fox, his dribble moves, his speed. He's crazy.
Got it. Yeah. And I guess the other question, so how do you become a Sacramento Kings fan in Winnipeg, Canada?
All my cousins are Sacramento Kings fans, so I joined them.
Oh, there you go. Well, welcome to our town. Have a safe flight back, and we'll see you next season, right?
Go Kings.
There you go. Still a fan. Now, here's what I wanted to show you. It doesn't take much to get them riled up. Let me hear the roar! I may have stirred things up a little bit because there are still some Golden State Warrior fans coming up outside. If you look, there's still a lot of smiles. People know that they saw one of the most remarkable Kings games that they're going to see in a long, long time. People of every single walk of life walking out there, still Sacramento Kings fans. So a lot of Gold Kings, dejected because of the loss, but hopeful for next season.
And I think that's the perspective everybody is needing to have here, Mark. And Chris and Laura, before we throw it back to your way, you're looking at this was full. This area that we're showing you now was full not long ago. And there were a fair amount of Warrior fans, in case you were wondering. But the perspective is the Kings overachieved for this season. They're set up for the next few years. The Warriors needed to win. Their window is closing. The window that they've had for 10, 12 years, they have pulled it off, 4 championships, and they're still alive. They have the Lakers in town in San Francisco on Tuesday. There's no rest for a Warrior team that really could use some rest. But it's wrapping up here. It's been a tremendous season. Monty McNair has done a tremendous job with this team, and it's about building, and they do have decisions to make. What happens to Harrison Barnes? Are there any free agents that would love to play in this up-tempo offense? All of that to be decided. So, Marcus Allen, any final thoughts in this, our first hit on the last game?
As we throw it back, just remember this. Make some noise! Kings fans for life.
All right.
And this
Back
is
over
why,
to you.
yeah, this is why we say the Kings have the best fans in the league, guys, because we've got fans coming in from Canada, right?
Oh,
We've
yeah.
got fans who have been sticking with this team through thick and thin, and this is why fans are going to stick with them going forward as well. Take a look at this. So many people have been sending in their memories, and we want you to continue doing so. Scan the QR code on your screen and send us your Kings memories and photos. Just look at some of those photos. We want to share them right here on ABC 10. ABC 10's Alicia Machado is live tonight down in Doco as fans were making their way out of the arena.
That's right. Alicia, I know you've been in the thick of it with all the fans out there, Section 916, watching the game outside of Golden 1. How are they feeling right now? I mean, I'm assuming they must be feeling still pretty proud because they've come a long way. They've defied the odds. So they've come pretty far. Getting to a Game 7 isn't easy. So what are fans telling you, Alicia?
Well, Laura, we know that this game did not end the way that fans would want to, but they are still excited and proud of what this team has accomplished this season, coming into Game 7 with a great attitude and still ending Game 7 with a great attitude as well. I want to bring it over to the fans because this is what it's all about right here. We know that Kings fans are the best fans. They have been bringing this energy nonstop throughout this entire playoff season for the team. We got a little one here with his NBA playoffs, a towel as well. But I want to go over to my friend who I just made, Rosafar. He is a long-time Kings fan. We are talking a very long time. Tell me just how long.
20 years, 2 decades. Let's go.
Talk to me about what it is like to even see this team make it this far and find success.
It's a dream. We're lucky to be here. We didn't get swept for it. We didn't turn over. We didn't lose 4 straight. We forced a Game 7 with the broken finger.
With a
We're
broken
here.
finger.
We're supporting. We're down.
We'll get
we
them
made
next
it.
time.
Yep. Exactly. Yep. Like the
You heard them. We'll get it next time. Fans are so excited about how this season has been going, and they know that this team is going to take that energy into the next season as well. I want to come back to you, Ro, because I know that these were tense moments in those last minutes of the game, just hoping that the Kings could take it back. Talk to me about how you were feeling.
We felt tight. We were tough. We were feeling tough. We were happy, though. We were excited. We knew we had it. Every game was close. This game wasn't as close, but we were happy. We pulled through.
Toast to the
It's a
Warriors,
dynasty.
but
We're
go
first one of the
Kings.
best. Go Kings.
Here they
We
come.
forced it.
We just let them know we coming.
I want to come to another Sacramentan over here now because he has been bringing this energy throughout the game and into tonight, even though things didn't go the way that Kings fans had hoped. I know you're from Sacramento. Talk to me about what this means for Sacramento, seeing this team make it all the way to the NBA playoffs.
Oh yeah, man, they didn't have no problem with sharing a piece of the pie with us. You know, we wish they would have been able to finish it, but we all right with it. We know Spanger was toe up and the rest of the team did what they were supposed to do. We proud of our Kings, and that's what it is out here. Go Kings!
You heard him. He said we're proud of this team, and I know that many fans can echo that as well. They have been following this team loyally throughout the season. We were out there in Section 916 as fans were cheering the whole entire game. Each play meant that much more to fans when the stakes were this high. We're talking Game 7, NBA playoffs. We've heard it from the fans. Many people did not think that the Kings were going to get far this season, and I've heard time and time again from fans, they have said, don't count us out. So still, the energy is going well. People are feeling proud of this team, walking away a little bit disappointed, but still excited to see what the team has accomplished and hopeful that next season they can make it just as far and even further going into the conference semifinals. But still, all in all, just a great day for Kings fans to come out. We've been talking to some of them. They paid hundreds of dollars to get inside of Golden 1 Center. Some of them started coming out at the 6-minute mark. Fans were just losing hope that this team could take it back. But some fans stayed loyal to this team, waiting there until the last final buzzer went off on this game to see if this team could pull back or catch up to the Warriors. But all in all, just good feelings and good vibes coming out of this. I spoke with some fans earlier who said they thought that the atmosphere would be a little bit gloomy or that fans would be saddened as they were exiting Golden 1 Center or the fan zones, but they were surprised to see how many people were still cheering in those last 10 seconds. They knew, hey, It's the last 10. The team is not going to be able to pick up that many points in the last 10 seconds. But they were cheering. They were calling down the buzzer. They were saying, Sacramento. You guys know it really well at home by now.
Yes.
They were cheering their heads off, hoping that this team could take it back. Chris?
You know, Alicia, one thing is certain. So many people slept on the Kings, right? Fans, even the national media did not give the Kings their due. I don't think that will be the case going forward. A lot of people are going to look forward to seeing what the Kings will do next season. Our Alicia Machado live there with the fans tonight. We'll check back in shortly.